Oh yes, it's Triple B. Yeah, man, the truth teller, the real boxing channel who speaks reality. Like, please, to keep the haters away. Yes. So this is a fight that went a bit under the radar. It's going to be reported on. It's a very exciting fight, right? And a big upset. Big upset. Now, the two combatants were Evgeny Romanov, yeah, of Russia. He was a decent amateur. He had a slightly patchy record, but he fought at a high level. He fought guys like Clemente Russo, Alenia Pero. But, he lost to them. But his standout fight, his standout victory, is when he stopped Deontay Wilder, right? Which you can see right here.
А вот сейчас американец боится бить с левой, потому что удары идут навстречу справа. То есть такое ощущение, что американец побаивается бить слева, уже побаивается, потому что Романов его ловит на этом. Вот еще раз. И снова рефери открывает счет. Да, не повезло команде Соединенных Штатов. Такой же прием. Ничего менять не надо. Попадешь еще раз. Вот так. Да, вот опережает. Так. Явно опережает. Да. Ну, что мы можем с вами сказать? Ну, блестяще. Виктор, это второй номер, да, нашей сборной. А что говорить о первом?
He was known as a puncher, Romanov, but he deals with Wilder quite nicely here. He really dealt with Wilder, and that's what he's known for, really. And people that had people, surmising that maybe Wilder had a bad chin. As it turns out, if you look at it, maybe his heart is good as well, but his chin never seemed that bad. Yeah, he'd been dropped, but he's always, got up or attempted to got up, and a lot of it has been exhaustion, but he was dealt with by Romanov in the amateurs, he became a pro. Romanov, he became a pro, but his career sort of stagnated. Do you know what I mean? He didn't really. He's 38 now, right? And his he went pro in 2016, right? So what's that? That's 8 years ago. So he would have been 30. He went pro a bit late, but and he was unbeaten. He boxed the East Europeans you've never heard of. Dennis Baktov, he killed in one, but I think it was shot then. Marcelo Nascimento, another German, I think he's from Argentina, stopped in 6. Gabriel Nguema stopped in 6. Kind of journeyman types. Dylan Coleman, who actually was Canadian champion. Dylan Coleman got knocked out. He was an exciting guy. He wasn't the best in the world. Dylan Coleman. I think he was knocked out Razor Roddick. He was knocked out Razor Roddick in 2015. Obviously, Roddick was shot. But he got done in a round. Right? He also got done in a round by Makhmudov. And Simon Keane done him in 3 rounds. That shows you Dylan Coleman in all that. But that's probably, if you look at it, his best win. Well, you could say Serhij Liakovic, actually. He KO'd him in 2. Liakovic was shot then, and his chin was always a bit weak. He was 27-8 at the time. He also beat Dmitry Kudryashov, who is quite frightening-looking big puncher. As a cruiserweight, but a bit chinny, unfortunately. A real exciting guy, but it's a shame he didn't really make it. But there you go. So he's fighting this Chinese dude in Russia, back in his home country. Romanov's stats are 19 wins and 12 KOs as a pro. He's 38, slightly worried. These days it's not quite as bad, but 38 at the end of your career, even as a heavyweight, 6 foot, so he's short. He generally weighed between 220 and 230 pounds, so solid, and known to have a punch. And he's fighting this guy in Russia, his own country, called Zhang. I think I'm pronouncing it right. And he's Chinese, obviously. He's the number 2 heavyweight in China, but there's only like 6 rated. Pro boxing is still not big in China. They had a few big heavyweights. It's just sort of disappeared. One was called Dong. You know, they could have called him the Big Dong, but anyway, he disappeared. He's 28, so young. Yeah, as I said, he's number 2 heavy after Zhang, the Big Bang. And obviously, he's not, going to be close to his level, right? And he's 6'2", so even now a bit short for heavyweight. He had no amateur career as far as I can tell, but this is where it gets interesting, right? Zhang started as a super middle, and most of his career was as a super middle. He recently moved up to cruiser, ended up getting stopped by Ryan Murphy. He was a decent fighter, so no disgrace in 8 at cruiserweight. That was for the world title, WBA World Cruiserweight title. Not quite sure how he deserved the title, apart from being Chinese, because he'd never really beaten anyone of any great note. He'd basically been beaten up mainly on Chinese guys that no one's heard of. But and as I said, a super middleweight, an ex-super middleweight. Yeah, but he won the WBC Asian Cruiser title, whatever that means. Yeah, against another Chinese guy called Wang. But there's no one on his record that indicates that he was going to be any threat at heavyweight. He did beat this guy from Cameroon called Rolly Lambert Fogum. Again, never heard of him, but he had 1 loss at the time. 16 wins, 12 KOs, and 1 loss on points. So that's an okay win. Although like I said, once you start scratching beneath the surface and you look at guys' records that are good, and there's like, oh, I don't recognize anybody on this slate. It's that kind of thing. So that let's be clear, right? Evgeny Romanov, experienced amateur. A puncher who KO'd Wilder. Yeah. An unbeaten heavyweight. A decent puncher. Albeit a 38-year-old one. Was expected to bang out Zhang in his first fight as a heavyweight. And obviously Zhang looks small for a heavyweight. Not that ripped, man. And in the fight, he was a bit lost. He looked a bit lost and he was badly hurt early. And then check it out. Check the fight out. Look at the highlights of the fight, man. It's a bit of a war. Yep. So the footage I got starts. Half minute left in round 1. Stalking. Bump. Left hook from Romanov. He's stalking Romanov. Bang, bang. Oh, beautiful left hook. Down goes Zhang. He's got that sickly look in his face, man. He's been counted. But he's game. His legs are gone, but he's up. Finishes the round. Romanov carries on. Boom. Another big right. Overhand right. Zhang's just getting brutalized on the ropes. Left hook, right hand, partially blocked. Boom, short left hook. Boom, right hand, big left. Another right, a left. He's on the ropes getting battered. If this is Britain, they would have stopped him by now. You know that. Boom, boom. Romanov just launching the big shots because he knows it's a matter of time. He knows. Blap, left hook. He's out of sorts, Zhang. His legs are gone. He still hasn't recovered. But he's game. He's still throwing. His balance is gone. He's on the ropes getting big shots by Romanov. It's got to be as soon as it's finished. But he's still trying Zhang. Bang, another couple of big shots. He's still trying Zhang. His nose is bleeding. He looks like an IT guy. They pulled him out, put him in the ring. Romanov, again, stalking, going forward. He knows he's going to finish it soon. He knows. He's just walking Zhang onto the ropes whilst throwing big hooks. They're landing. His legs are still gone, Zhang. Boom. He's on the ropes. Surely he's going to get stopped now. Boom. Boom. Oh, he's throwing back. Arm shots. Bang! Blop. Romanov dropped flatline. Romanov did not respect the power coming back. And then he got caught. Zhang's jumping up and down. What an upset, man. You got to like that fight, man. Blood clot, nuts. What a turnaround, man. And Zhang has been outclassed in the beginning. You can see Romanov just thinks, I'm just going to walk through him. And it looks like it puts him over. He's banging him. Zhang doesn't look that skillful. He looks out of sorts. Right, out of his depth. And boom. End of story, man. He must have had a special training in the 1-inch punch or something. A dim mac. Because Romanov was flatlined, man. And he's never really shown any weakness. It was big upset, big upset. I like upsets in boxing. I mean, Romanov, the main thing, he wasn't really going to go anywhere at 38. And, he's moved too slowly. They should have rushed him, because he turned pro at 30. They should have rushed him. And they just, I don't know, whoever managed him and promoted him just didn't do a proper job on him, He should have been rushed to try and get some kind of title shot. He can still fight at Bridgerweight, but, he can still fight at Bridgerweight. I'm not being funny. If I was his manager, I'd think, damn it, I'm going to try and get him a Bridgerweight title. He's going to say he's a world champion. And one day, Bridgerweight will actually probably be accepted as a normal title. Because you know that when Super Middle come out, it was laughed at, even though it was pretty necessary, because the jump from 160 to 175 is massive. And then it had Cruiserweight. Again, that was laughed at. But again, why should it be? With a jump of 175, like heavyweight, and at that time, the heavyweights are smaller, but still, you could be fighting a 230-pound guy. You know what I mean? You weigh 55, you jump 55 pounds, that's nuts. So actually, I believe a cruiserweight title and super middleweight are two of the most worthy divisions. They should get rid of some of the whack small ones. Strawweight, atom weight, mini flyweight, all them things. Minimum weight. I mean, that's just rubbish. Super bantam, get rid of that. Super flyweight, get rid of that, man. Listen, man, you have one dinner, you move up 3 weight divisions if you're that much of a midget. So, if I was Romanov, I'd try to get a title shot against Bridgerweight. I don't know who the champion is. That Polish guy knocked out the Cabbage Babbage, right? I don't even remember his name. Rosiski or something? Oh, no, maybe he's Canadian. Whatever, it don't matter. I can't bother to look. But big upset. We like that in boxing. We like that in boxing. I don't know what the future is for Zhang. Not much, I'd imagine. I couldn't find weights. I couldn't find any weights on this. But I'd imagine he was probably about 220. But, maybe they should maneuver Zhang as a Bridgerweight. I really think they should. Yeah, because he ain't going to do nothing as a heavyweight, is he? Well, maybe, imagine if Big Bang Zhang won a world title, he could defend it against Zhaoxin Zhang. I don't think they're cousins. It's probably a really common name, Zhang, in China. But, Zhang v. Zhang. Yeah, one of them weighing 220, one of them weighing 290. But, yeah. Anyway, big upset, underreported. As I said, not that Romanov was going to go anywhere, but still, an unbeaten heavyweight being upset by a former super middleweight and flatlined is worthy of note. Oh, yeah, actually, before I go, you know what this reminds me of on a very much smaller level? And this is an almost unknown of fight, right? And I want to make a video on this fight, so I'll just mention it quickly. You know, Felix Savon, the Cuban great, the heavyweight, the Cuban great, he basically just bulldozed everyone. Yeah, he had a few losses. I think it was stopped 3 times, but he was serious. I'm talking like a guy who this is the only ones on Box Track. 276 wins, 158 KOs, 11 losses, only 3 by stoppage. I mean, this guy was serious. I would love to have seen him pro. Same with Teofilo Stevenson. They probably would have just come over to America and got fat, like all the other Cuban heavyweights, but still. Anyway, right, so this is what reminds me of this fight randomly, which I've been looking at, right? I want to find footage of this fight. Apparently it exists, but I cannot find it. There is Felix Savon was fighting a North Korean in Bulgaria, weirdly, some army championships or whatever that means, I don't know. And Felix was fighting, and he had then 82 wins and 2 losses according to Box Track, probably more fights. But he was fighting Dal Chen Li, who'd only had 1 fight and he lost on stoppage. But I mean that's according to Box Track. I'm sure he would have obviously had a lot more. It's North Korea. He's from the People's Republic of Korea, PRK, aka North Korea. So you can be sure he had a lot of other fights that are just not recognised by Box Track against North Koreans most likely, and in the Asian games, they just haven't been inputted. But anyway, so he's fighting, because he'd been pro for a few years when he fought Savon. And guess what happened, man? He KO'd Felix Savon in 1 round. Dal Chen Li of the People's Republic of Korea KO'd Felix Savon in 1 round, man. Yeah, and I did. So I searched around because I remember I found this by mistake. I'm like, how did this happen? Come on, blood, because you can't find anything much on Dal Chen Li. There's 3 fights, 2 of them against Savon. One of them he lost by walkover, so he didn't fight. The other one he KO'd Savon, and the other one he lost by being stopped by some Russian dude. Actually, no, an Uzbek. I'd like to know more about this Dal Chen Li. What's his real record like? I want to see the fight. Like I said, all I could find was on some forum, some guy was mentioning it. I searched on the name of Dal Chen Li, and someone mentioned it. He goes, I've seen it, so it must exist there somewhere on video, but it's not I can find it, up on YouTube or anything similar. Apparently he said in the fight, so was Felix Savon was bashing Dal Chen Li up, in usual fashion, and it looked like he was going to stop him. I don't know whether he dropped him or not. And then, boom, one big shot from Dal Chen Li. Bang on the chen, as Jim would say. One big shot from Dal Chen Li. Bang on the chen. Blop! Dropped Felix, knocked him out. One of the greats. It's amazing, man. So I'm comparing this fight to that. I mean, as a lower level, when you got a random guy from the Orient knocking out a big favourite. A big favourite is a puncher, but yeah, good results. Peace in the Middle East and peace in North Korea.